What's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take. It's all brought to you by our great friends at Welch & Company Jewelers, Tiny Bubbles Laundromat, and Burn Dairy. If you're in and around Central New York, Urbana alum, stop by Burn Dairy, gas up your vehicle, hot and cold food, all fresh for lunch and dinner. It's a terrific place to be, and of course, they have an awesome selection of your morning donuts and coffee on your way into work. Let's preview this game, right? St. Bonaventure at Oklahoma on Sunday night. It'll be an ESPNU game, and it'll be an 8 o'clock start. Couple of quick things to look at. Number one, redemption, right? Bonaventure has had the redemption tour for quite a while in more ways than one, not just this year, but the entire career for these guys, this starting five. And look, Oklahoma is another great place to throw in that word, right? Because Joe Castiglione, who's the athletic director at Oklahoma, you may remember back in 2016, he was on the NCAA tournament committee, and he helped choose Tulsa over Bonaventure. Bonaventure got snubbed, and of course, the RPI was the highest of any team in the history of the tournament to not, make it into the big bracket. So there's some let's go get them, with that. Let's go win the game just based on that. And Mark Schmidt obviously has connections with Porter Moser in the sense that, Steve Watson, remember Steve Watson, he got hired at Bonaventure, and probably his biggest move was hiring Mark Schmidt to turn the program around. And so they've got that kind of connection there. Moser and Schmidt have a great respect for one another, and they're both very, very close friends with Steve Watson. So that'll be something else to keep in mind in terms of the connection, in terms of the the links and all the rest with this Oklahoma St. Bonaventure matchup. Now, Oklahoma, they're only 4 games over 500, right? You might look at that and go, how good are they? But clearly, they're a decent team. They're in the NIT field, and they play in the Big 12, a conference that I believe is 6-0 right now in the NCAA tournament as I record this. You got to deal with Texas Tech. You got to deal with TCU. You got to deal with Baylor. You got to deal with Kansas. Big 12 is arguably the best conference in college basketball this year. And when you look at their team, across the board, there's a couple of guys to keep in mind. One is Tanner Gross. He's a forward who averages 11.7 points and 5.7 rebounds. He's a forward. He's slick with his skills, and he's very, very good at getting inside and finding space and scoring. That's where Oshun's going to come in terms of his length and his defense to try and slow Groves down. You've got Umoja Gibson, a guard. He's a very, very talented player, senior, who can, at times, if he catches fire, shoot the lights out, and certainly is a pest on the defensive end. And that's another thing with Oklahoma, too. They're very, very good on the defensive end from the perimeter, but they're not very good on the interior. They struggle to block shots. Their defensive rebounding leaves a lot to be desired. If I'm the Bonnies, I'm going straight to the basket. I'm trying to get some points early, try to do it that way, get to the foul line, get a lead, early on the road to kind of quiet the crowd down. And then maybe from there, your 3-point shots open up. Obviously, St. Bonaventure last game against Colorado, they went off, from 3, but they're still not a 3-point shooting team. The best the Bonnies can do is when they play great defense, perimeter especially, and obviously they're going to the hoop and they're getting the mid-range jumpers from Holmes and Attaway and company. Lofton's kicking, and pulling up and doing his patented shot, which is almost unstoppable once he gets going with his dribble. Oshun, cleaning up messes and all the rest. Dom Welch on occasion, scoring and all that. He'll open up his shooting if the Bonnies, I think, can get to the rim and score a little bit on Oklahoma. I think this team's actually playing with a lot of confidence right now, and I think that they've kind of swung the momentum pendulum back in their favor. Obviously, it was a disappointing season. This team missed the tournament. We know the story. They lost in heartbreaking fashion to St. Louis. We know all that. And then they somehow, some way, went out to Colorado and beat the Buffaloes, and a lot of it had to do with in here and up here. And let's see if Bonaventure can keep it going in Norman. It would be obviously incredible if the Bonnies could make it to the NIT Final Four at Madison Square Garden. You've got the big mecca, right, of basketball. You've got the biggest media capital in the world. You have more exposure, right? More ESPN games. All that stuff helps the Bonnies. Just one more of this, one more of that, one more article written, one more game called. And that'll be the same case for the game in Norman, Oklahoma on ESPNU Sunday night at 8 p.m. I'm going to take the Bonnies close in this game. I'm going to go 66-63. I think they are able to penetrate, get to the basket, get some free throws, enough containment on Gibson and Groves, and I think late in the game, somebody's going to make a key three-pointer to take the lead with the tie game, Welch or Attaway. Not sure who it'll be, but I'm going to say that they make a late three-pointer with the shot clock running down, and I'll take the Bonnies to beat Oklahoma and advance in the NIT. Thanks for watching this video here, part of the ML Sports Platter, brought to you by Stanley Law Offices, your State Farm agent, Matt Graham, and our terrific friends over at Stumble and Monkey Brewing Company. If you are a Bonna alum in and around the Rochester area, Victor area, stop by School Street, Stumble and Monkey Brewing Company. Great beers on tap, crowlers and growlers to go. They've got the whole deal there. You can get food and all the rest. And before your visit them online, stumbleandmonkeybeer.com. That's stumbleandmonkeybeer.com. Appreciate Rob and the entire team out there for supporting the ML Sports Platter. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. Please, please, please like this video, and please, please, please subscribe to my channel. Both of those things help an awful lot. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.